What would become a high-profile murder case started before the crack of dawn on the 23rd of June. 5:05 a.m., a silver Toyota Fielder with registration number KBX 126X is captured on the highway cameras joining the Thika superhighway from Kahawa West. The car was seen next on Forest Road and then Waiyaki Way. It was captured on camera at around ABC Place at 5:21 a.m. Then it went to Kabete, passed through Uthiru to Kinoo. The man behind the wheel is Joseph Moiruri. Here he picked up lawyer Willie Kimani. The next time the car was spotted on the camera, it was on Langata Road at around 6:28 a.m. It joined Mombasa Road and proceeded to Mlolongo en route to the Mavoko Law Courts, by which time there were 3 people on board. Joseph Mwenda, the man who was facing drug trafficking charges, but who accused a senior police sergeant at the Syokimau AP post of framing him over personal differences, was the 3rd person. The lawyer worked for the International Justice Mission, which was giving Mwenda free legal aid in the case. The last of the highway cameras to capture the car was at Mlolongo at 7:44 a.m. The court session reportedly started at 10:45 and lasted slightly over an hour. At this very compound where justice is served, their kidnap is suspected to have been executed in broad daylight. That the court's CCTV cameras were not functional worked in favor of the henchman, who apparently held the driver before the lawyer and client walked out of court. Investigators handling the case revealed to Citizen TV on condition of anonymity that the phone data of the 3 victims shows that their phones went off in intervals of about 20 minutes. The driver's was the first to go off. At 11:51 a.m., the lawyer called someone in the office, and then a minute later, his phone went off. It is believed they were forced into a car, but it is not clear yet whether it was the same car they had used. The next time their car was captured by the highway camera, it was midday, with only 1 person on board. It was spotted on Mombasa Road near Cabanas, and then it took Langata Road and on to Kikuyu through the bypass. It would later be found abandoned at Kamirithu area in Limuru. Investigators believe it was a plan to throw them off track. Instead, they should have been looking here, at the Syokimau AP post. With no cameras on this part of the road and the victim's phone switched off, their trail went cold. A message on a tissue paper would reveal their destination. What we do know from police sources is that when they got here, they were searched and all possessions taken away from them. But apparently the lawyer was left with a pen and a piece of paper in his pocket. It was the only way he could reach out to the outside world. And so he wrote on the note and motioned to a passing by motorbike rider through those grills to pick his note. But as we found out, they were constantly being washed through a hole on the cardboard separating them from this office. Still, he managed to scribble a note instructing the recipient to contact his wife through the number provided to tell her that they were in danger. Kimani had wanted his wife to inform his office of their situation. To give way to the tissue paper, he broke the aluminium cover of the electric socket and inserted it there before throwing it out. The motorbike rider promptly picked it up and after reading the contents, sent "please call me" messages to the wife. When she didn't call back, he reportedly borrowed some 20 shillings to call her. Still, she didn't pick up calls from the strange number. She, however, called back much later and was given the message. Investigators believe the message was written at around 4 p.m., but suspect the trio were held until nightfall. It is then that they may have been transported to another location where they were then murdered the same night. But it wasn't until 4 days after they disappeared that their bodies, wrapped in gunny bags, surfaced in the Oldonyo Sabuk River in Kilimambogo, Thika. Their bodies were badly decomposed, but investigators apparently want them x-rayed before the autopsy is conducted. In the meantime, there has been a change of guard at the Syokimau police post following the arrest of Senior Sergeant Frederick Leliman, who was the officer in charge, and Officer Stephen Chebulet, a corporal, and Sylvia Wanjiko, a constable, over the murder. They are listed as the prime suspects in this murder case and are expected to be arraigned in court on Monday, according to a statement by the Inspector General of Police, Joseph Boynet. Sylvia Chebet, Citizen Weekend.